Force.
Hey everyone. I just saw our intro and there's a spelling faux pas in Temple. So I'm gonna have to redo that, but I want to welcome everyone here to the Fraternal Order of the Jedi. Today I have our Grand Master of the Order, Jedi Joe, our Master Lady Gray with her apprentice Noah, and I am, of course, Calibus Ran, and this is our Jedi setting. And I thought it appropriate, since Tales of the Jedi has just launched, that we talk about this show. How it made us feel, how we got to see some of the reactions to it. Spoilers will be given, so if you have not watched Tales of the Jedi, this is not a show that you want to really kind of get into right now, because we will be talking about everything. I guess we should introduce ourselves. I did give you guys a little bit of an intro, but elaborate a little bit on yourselves, and then we'll get straight into Tales of the Jedi. So, with the Grand Master, Jedi Joe, please, sir, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Greetings, everyone. I am Grandmaster Jetsu Aki, also known as Jedi Joe. I cosplay as a Old Republic Jedi, and I am the headmaster of the Fraternal Order of Jedi, and I am also the Guardian Master, which actually I teach in the Saber Arts. And my Padawan is actually Kiba Marshall. He should be here soon. He's just getting ready to get off work, and it's been very looking forward to our first broadcast, and actually to get all of us together as a council and to hopefully get some more interest involved with us. So greetings to everyone.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Master Gray, as we like to call her, Lady Gray. She is one of our main council members, and she has her Padawan Noah with her. So, Lady Gray, if you would like to tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce your Padawan.
I am Lady Gray. I tend to be kind of the den mother of the group. I've been taking care of Padawans off and on for a long time. This is my latest Padawan, Noah.
Hello.
And I don't know, I'm around if you need a hug. How's that?
I think it's perfect. I am, of course, Calibus Ran. I am the Mandalorian of the group. I am the protector of the group. I have the knights of the Priory. We protect this order. Sort of like Jedi Temple guards. That's basically what we are, but we're Mandalorians. So, guys, I have been looking forward to this for a while because, like Master Aki said, it's been a while since we've been able to do anything, and now we're coming out with our first broadcast. I know we're all working on our Jedi robes. Some of us have Jedi robes. Some of us are reinventing our robes. And, of course, lightsabers are always being updated and gathered. But when this show came out, I was interested in seeing where they were going to go with this. And I thought it interesting that they started with Ahsoka and Count Dooku. But I found Ahsoka's story uplifting and heartbreaking at the same time. the whole beginning with the touching of the animal and all, I really was kind of like, really? Okay, let's get past that. But when she gets with Anakin in that training montage, and he's like, you want a real test? And he takes her against Rex and them, and then they show you that scene where she's marching out with those troops, and he goes, let's hope that training, let's see how much that training has paid off. I really felt, you know what I mean, the foreshadowing that they're doing after the fact to me was epic. And Lady Gray, I would like your interpretation, of course, on Ahsoka and what you saw from this. And then we'll, of course, ask your Padawan, and then we'll go to the Grand Master.
I mean, it was heartbreaking because you talk about foreshadowing when he would say again, again, again. It was like he almost knew. I don't think he didn't know. I don't think he really had the plan at the moment to go the way he went. But I think somewhere maybe the Force was prompting him. And I don't know, and I'm probably reading more emotion into it because I'm a big softie, but I think he'd already lost his mom, and he just was gonna do anything he could to make sure that somebody else, he didn't lose another female in his life, and that was the only way he knew how. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, I got choked up by it because I knew what was coming.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. What about you, Noah? Padawan Noah.
So I don't like being put on the spot. A lot of the same. I agree. A lot of the same things, like you said. He really just didn't want to lose another person in his life like that again. I will say one thing. She is a lot more versed about Ahsoka than I am, because I still need to catch up on Clone Wars and all that. But you can really tell they put a lot of effort into her story, and really.
And I think to his point, there are a lot of people that maybe didn't watch Clone Wars, and now that the Ahsoka series coming out next year, I think they're trying to give people the background that they may not have in a quick nutshell, to kind of give people a Cliff Notes version.
Kind of like Daredevil in the She-Hulk series.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, Master Aki.
Well, guys, I'm going to be a little honest, so hopefully I don't, go to the dark side on this one. I wasn't too excited about Ahsoka there in the very, very beginning. And as her story got bigger and everything in the Clone Wars, she was really becoming prominent. And then now with seeing with the Mandalorian and everything, and her show getting ready to come out, she's very intriguing. But as far as that training goes, for me, coming from a martial arts background, and I've had the opportunity to train under some of the best instructors in my area. They want to pull the best out of you. They want to push you to the limits that they know that you could probably exceed. Generally, an instructor, as far as to my knowledge, never pushes someone no further than they would push themselves. So I feel that she got some really good training. She learned a hard lesson, but as you saw in the show, she was getting better. She was learning, and I think that's what's a valid point. Even amongst ourselves, I think as instructors or masters over our Padawans, we need to be knowledgeable. We need to be patient. We need to be, we need to take care of them, because they represent us. We're pouring our knowledge into them so that they can repeat that same type of pattern. So that was a great montage. I thoroughly enjoyed it. She's really, really impressive as a Jedi.
Yeah, I think Master Gray did kind of hit it on the head. You know, he lost his mom, and when he said, because I rewatched it yesterday just to refresh myself on it, he said that you know, to teach and to pass on, he wanted her to survive. He wanted her to make it. And after losing his mother, he had all that ability, all those powers, and he couldn't save her. I think he wanted that for Ahsoka. I think he really did want to keep her, you know, going. And it's so surprising because now we have this Ahsoka series, and when she comes out in The Mandalorian, you know, I never in a million years would have thought that she would have got a show. You know what I mean? And to be brought out in live action. And because I was an Ahsoka hater. When she first came out, I was like, this does not work for me. This chick is just, she's just what was that Snips? That pet name he had for her. And it was just, you know, because I was like, man, she's just so annoying. But I watched Clone Wars, and at the end of Clone Wars, especially when they, you know, accused her of what they did, and they just, you know, they basically, you know, didn't believe her. I was like, wow, okay. I went and got the audiobook with you know, with her name and Ahsoka, and found out how she got the white blade for her, you know, for her sabers and everything else, and what she did to, you know, to grow. I've never done that with any other character. I've never followed another character. I'm a big Han Solo fan, and I have not followed Han Solo other than the movies. But Ahsoka, I wanted to know more about this character, and I was really taken back about, you know, how the Jedi did what she did, but how she survived, and now she's in The Mandalorian, and now she's got her own show, and we're going to see her grow from there. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the character, especially in the climate of today's thing where we're pushing out, you know, here's this female character, you have to love her. With Ahsoka, you don't have to love her. She's a genuine character. She represents everything that, you know, she's gone through so much. You've gone through that with her. You know what I mean? And it's not that you feel sorry for her. You want justice for her. And now that you see her in The Mandalorian, she's a full-fledged Jedi, if not a Jedi Master. You know? So I thought that was interesting. Now, my other thing, I think we have a little comment here. Oh, okay. We got Marky Mark. Oh, okay. My wife thinks that it may have been his dark side tendencies to push her to her limits. Okay.
I feel like he knew what was coming.
I feel like
I think so too. I think he knew that the darkness was coming. I knew he knew that the Jedi's days were numbered. I definitely think that. Which brings us to our second person, Count Dooku. And poor Master Yaddle.
Oh,
I mean, we always wondered, because they say that Yaddle disappeared, and we don't know what happened to Yaddle.
Well, I guess we did.
And then we find out what happens to Yaddle. Master Aki, your thoughts on the female Yoda species lady, Master Yaddle?
She was kind of, it was really neat to watch her in this particular program. I didn't really know much about her except for what a lot of people had told me. She seemed to remind me a lot of Yoda, especially in her fighting style, but she seemed to be a little bit weaker than what he was. But I like the story. I like the part of it and everything, and I like where they brought her in. I don't know if this is true or not, but I had a source to tell me that they thought that Yoda and Master Yaddle got together, and then that's how you got Grogu.
I've
But
heard that a lot.
I doubt it.
but that's just hearsay. But it was a great episode, and I think when we go into Dooku, I'll talk more about that. But Yaddle was interesting. It was a character that we saw in the beginning, very, very quiet about, and then they used her, here on this particular series that kind of gave a little introduction to her. So it was rather refreshing.
Lady Gray, your thoughts on Master Yaddle?
Well, and when you just touched on it a few minutes ago, it just seems like lately with the media the way they are, so many female characters are just kind of shoved in your face. That it was kind of nice to see one that was very likable, and as tragic as it was, and when she sit there and she raised up the thing, and you can't see me, I'm raising my hand. It was like, yes, and then oops. So it was it was kind of hard because it was like, well, another one bites the dust. That was a good female character. That one wasn't shoved in your face. But
I totally agree. I was shocked that it was Dooku that killed her. I was, because they had so many theories that she was the one who went back and grabbed Grogu and took him out of the. We had so many fan theories, and when Dooku said it's too late, I was like, oh God.
Yep.
Yeah, like Mark said, I wanted to see more of her too, because we had so much going on for her. And Mark is, of course, a part of the Fraternal Order of the Jedi. I was supposed to send him an invitation. Forgive me, Mark. It is I sent you a invite in your inbox, your message box. So if you want to, quickly come in and join us. But I was really taken back the way that, the fall of Dooku is explained so much better, and I mean, I hate to say it, Mr. Lucas, but, you really should have gave us a little bit more of a backstory towards what pushed Dooku to the way he was. And although we get this story, seeing him transform and have her say, Yaddle, that you were right about the council. You were right about this. There were so many things that we were wrong about. And I was pretty taken back. He was the one who erased the location of the planet. He was the, you know what I mean? He was the one that was, doing all these things. And I don't see him as a bad guy that much anymore. I mean, killing Master Yaddle definitely pushed him over, but I mean, I saw his motivations, but I still kind of, I don't know, I don't see him that much as a bad guy, of course, but I don't see, it's not as cut and dry as we make it. You know what I mean? The way the Jedi Order was slowly, I guess, coming towards an end, where we always kind of think of it as being black and white. It's not necessarily the case, sadly. You know what I mean? Because of everything that goes on. We got to see the young Qui-Gon Jinn, and I thought that was interesting. And I was kind of hoping that we would get to see more of him, because I've always said personally that Grandmaster Aki was like Qui-Gon Jinn. I've always seen him as a Qui-Gon Jinn. He has a lot of knowledge, where I'd be more impetuous to strike. He would be more, let's think about this before we do it. And to see Qui-Gon, a young Qui-Gon, was interesting, but then they jump forward. So I'm really hoping to see what we're going to see more in the season 2 if they keep this going. You know what I mean? I really thought that we would get to have more interactions with the characters. Any thoughts on that? And I tell you what, let's start with Lady Grey and her apprentice.
Right. I mean, definitely. That's what he was saying. He likes Qui-Gon Jinn, and and he was really hoping for more.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn is probably the character, probably my second most requested series, like character to get a series on Disney Plus, because I feel like there's so much more you could talk about with him. But since he was basically he was killed off in the first episode of the, prequel series. I mean, he didn't really have enough time to shine, and I feel like a series would be very useful. And it was very nice seeing him, and I just wish I could have seen him more. Not in this series, but I feel like it would have been cool to show like, okay, he's gonna get another series maybe in the future or something along those lines.
Oh no, that would be awesome. I think they could do that, especially now with the animation. We could definitely get a good, a good series. But that's one of the things that I've noticed that now, guys, we're going to have to talk about this sooner or later. They have Tales of the Jedi, and now we have a Sith show coming out. The Acolyte.
Yeah.
Which is at the end of the High Republic era. Now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the High Republic area or any of our watchers out there. That it was not one of my favorite eras. I didn't like the way they did it. I didn't like any of the characters, but I'm interested in seeing a Sith-led show. I want to know, you know what I mean?
Yes.
More about that particular, really more about the Sith. You know what I mean? I thought that would be kind of interesting. But when we have, another thing that I liked about Tales of the Jedi, they were quick.
Yeah.
They were quick, easy shows. You didn't get too bogged down into it. And it was nice to have something that was, kind of quick, moved on to the next one, gave us a little bit more, pushed an insight, and then before you knew it, it was over, and you're like,
yeah.
Is that all of them? Have any of you been watching Andor?
I have.
She has, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not a fan.
Oh my God! Look,
nobody else is watching it, as far as I know. The last few episodes were good, but oh my gosh, so slow.
Yeah, I hate to say it, and this is the thing that really makes me upset is that we didn't get a season 2 straight off for Obi-Wan, but they're getting ready to film season 2 for Andor, and I'm sitting here like, are you kidding me?
Who asked for this?
Yeah, I'm a little taken back, guys. I'm a little. We had the covert. My my Mandalorian group. We were trying to do it, and besides Master Simon, who really enjoys the intrigue, but he's a lorist. He likes all the information and seeing different aspects of certain things. So he's enthralled with it. The rest of us were kind of like,
it's definitely a different take. I mean, because we're so used to seeing that time period from the battles and the fights and stuff like that, when probably in reality War and Rebellion is probably actually more like Andor.
Yeah,
there's a whole lot of downtime and a whole lot of intrigue and a whole lot of nothing then for a split second of something. And while it's reality, it doesn't make for good TV.
No, it doesn't. But here's the thing, and I was talking to Jedi Joe about this. Excuse me, Master Aki. it just doesn't hold water. The last bits of it, like you said, were great. That last one, but no one really. I mean, the showrunner. I was not a Star Wars fan. I've never been a Star Wars fan. And I'm reading what he said in an interview, and I'm just like, there you have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, why?
I get what you're doing now. So sadly, we kind of moved on, but I do have great news. We have the Bad Batch coming back January 4th.
Yay.
And then, of course, The Mandalorian, where we're talking about Mandalore and everything else, comes back in February. So I don't know about our Tales of the Jedi. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really kind of hoping that we'll have a little bit more of that, because I would like to see some other stuff coming in. They were talking about a few more shows Star Wars wise, and of course, a lot of those have been canceled. There's been a couple of movies that have been canceled. Sadly, I truly think that they need to slow down and just work on what they're doing. Keep the small screen small. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau need to take control a little bit more of what we're getting. We're getting too decisive with our shows now. Half the fan base likes it, the other half doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little scared for some of the other little things that are coming out of here. But there's one thing that we can all agree on, is that we're all Star Wars fans and we all love our Force, whether it is light or dark. We love our Force users. We love our lightsabers. And that's why we all came together. Again, I love the fact that we started our own Jedi group. And if anybody's out there is interested, you can contact Master Lady Gray, Master Aki, known as Jedi Joe, or myself. And there is a little bit of a criteria. I'm not going to lie to you. We're not just letting anybody in, but we'd be more than happy to look you over and talk to you about it, because we are a serious group. We are into our cosplay, and of course, we are into our lightsabers. So, with that being said, Master Aki, is there anything you would like to say to the panel or to the fans that are watching?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the whole Dooku backstory. If you really watched it a little bit, you kind of saw some familiar issues from past stuff, especially when Yaddle and Dooku were fighting. You heard some of the same thing that Lord Sidious was telling Vader, or telling Luke later on in time. Just egging him on and everything. As y'all said, I would like to see Tales of the Jedi go into seeing the Master and Padawan between Dooku and Yoda, or Count Dooku and Qui-Gon Jinn a little bit more in detail, or Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, to see those type of combinations. That's what I'm hoping to see. As far as the shows and everything, Andor, like you said, I guess it's just a taste that you might want it to be and what not to be. But like you said, Master Calibus, they need to get some serious writers and some promising, passionate writers, versus just somebody that just wants to write and think they're putting something together. But what I also wanted to share with our group is that from a previous group that I was with, I would say my original master, when you're training with your Padawan, I guess you could say make it kind of special. And this is just a short story of some of the things we used to do. For example, the food capsules that that you see. You can actually buy them online and everything, but originally they were like um, a top off of a pin, and then we put a bottom thing underneath to make it round. And we took a whole day, me and my Master Cavedas, and we actually painted it and everything. Did a little lightsaber training, and then we turned around and it was a homemade prop. So when you're training your Padawan, make it a good day out of it. Really get into your lore. There was times where they had getaways where they would go to like a cottage or somewhere, and that would be the Jedi temple. You had to dress basically in brown or into earth tones, and you actually had different times where you trained together or you trained differently or you learned something new. It was really, really inspiring. That's what I really like to hope to bring to the Fraternal Order of Jedi. Not just us to be online or whatever, but to actually have us to get together, maybe have a prop hunt. We go out looking for stuff to make our props with, or to take maybe a Sunday and we all get together and maybe meet at the studio where I teach at and just have an actual training day of all of us together where we're working with our Padawans officially, and to take pictures and everything. So um, and then also, this goes to Master Chemo. Hopefully he's watching. Hopefully he's doing well. But all the respect to him if and when he ever comes back. But as long as I'm hit of everything, I really want to try to make it promising for everyone, and I hope that he's on board on this as well. And everybody has been cooperative. They're learning, and if it's a chance to get away from normal day stuff for a few hours, it's well worth it to me. And spending 10 hours turning a wrench. So, as that being said, I definitely look forward to seeing how we go with that, and also some of the origin stories that have been posted up, which I think we're about due now, if I'm not mistaken, Master Calibus. 2 more days, okay. Uh, they're very, very inspiring. They're very, very knowledgeable. Like Master Calibus said, we don't want to be related to canon. We want it to be very, very original. But I have seen some very, very interesting writing and everything. The bad thing is I had one that was very, very good. I can't find it, so I may have to redo it myself. So, I'll get that out as soon as possible. But hats off to everybody and their training and everything, and we look forward to seeing more out of everybody.
Awesome. Master Gray, Padawan Noah, your thoughts on everything.
You want to go first?
You can go ahead, go first.
No, you can go first.
This is something that's supposed to bring happiness, and I think, really, not to sound cheesy, but I think it's something that you could become a better person for. I think it invokes a lot of self-reflection, and it's not just a physical thing as far as training with the lightsaber. I think there's a lot of training as far as with your mind as well. And I hope everybody else feels that, and at the end of the day, is a little bit happier for being a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
I was gonna talk about the shows.
You can still talk about the shows, Padawan.
Yeah.
It's totally on you. This is what you want to talk about.
Well, so so Tales of the Jedi, kind of like a Master Aki was saying. I think it would be a really good idea to expand Tales of the Jedi past just Dooku and Ahsoka, with like Jedi, with like Dooku and Yoda, and like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. I think that's a good idea, and I also think another thing it does is it gives them more time to focus on these bigger series and make them more better without having to rush them out. Like Andor feels very rushed, and I don't. It feels rushed, slow, and it feels like they were not really having a great direction. And I feel like with maybe a little longer, they could have made it a greater show. And I feel like these cartoon animated shows give them a good opportunity to work on these huge series like Mandalorian season 3, Ahsoka. Give some more time without having the freaking fan base go riot. Like, where's the next series? You know, because like we're getting stuff. So yeah.
Okay, I totally agree with that. I very sound statement. I too, I am with all of you on the show. I want to see more, but to really push what you all have been saying, especially Master Aki, I want to see. I want us to do more. I want us to be just more than an internet show or a Facebook page. I do want that interaction, and 2023 is the time. It is our time to do what we're doing, to come together, to train together, to be together, to really make this organization, what we want it to be. I feel that, again, like Lady Grace said, this makes you a better person. In this world of crazy fandoms and, people yelling about me, this is something that helps the fandom. This is something that helps the fandom heal. This is something that brings closer together. From the pandemic, Jedi Joe got us together to do the roundtable to keep us sane for a week because we couldn't interact with people. Now we can get together. It's time to get together. So let's get the holidays behind us. I mean, I know that sounds a little rushed, but let's get the holidays behind us and get back in there and start the training. And I visited my former master, and I mean, it inspired me more to do more with our stuff, to push our stuff. This is our stuff. We got together to say, hey, we want to be Jedi. We want to do this. We want to show everyone that this is what we're doing. So it's just time. But I want to thank you all, Padawan Masters, for joining us and bringing us our first, although it being at the end of the year, our first show, January 2023. We will come back stronger. We'll be out doing our stuff, and let's just get together and keep everything going. Sound good? All right, guys. Unless there's anything else to be said, I think that is it.
Well, I'd like to wish, of course, just about everybody here is pretty much a part of it. As y'all know, I do instruct or teach a saber competition class. We are competing next Saturday. I do have some great sponsors. I will announce them later on as the week goes by. Of course, on the 757 Geek Fandoms and the Cosmic Portal, they'll also have more information. But for Noah and Miss Gray, and then, of course, my son Brandon, and, of course, Peter, y'all have a good luck. Y'all all are very, very talented, and I look forward to next Saturday for sure.
I must say, I've been seeing some of the footage, and I am looking very forward to seeing you guys in this tournament. Okay, I've seen some stuff. I've seen some footwork. I've been watching. I've been looking, and I was like, "Oh God, I miss it." So, I will be bringing my saber, although I will not. But I'm definitely wanting to be there with you guys and share in the camaraderie and to cheer you on, all of you, because you all chose a path that is very difficult. Training is very difficult. It's very hard. It doesn't stop once you leave that dojo. So Remember that, and good luck to you all. And I will see you there. Very proud, and I just can't wait to see what's going to happen. So, with that being said, guys, it is time for us to go. I would like to tell you when the next time we're going to come on, but we haven't really kind of decided that yet as far as scheduling and everything else. But sometime in January, we will be back, and hopefully we'll have all the Padawans there. We just got to get with everybody's work schedule, so we can all come together and actually put on another show. So with that being said, may the force be with you all. As I always say, light or dark, because this is the way.